This is Jilu Anthony, Assistant Professor, Department of Retail Management, St. Albert's College, Autonomous, Ernakulam. Today we are discussing on the topic the law of diminishing returns and the law of returns to scale. Before coming to the session, we need to understand the concepts of production. There are three concepts of production: total product, average product, and marginal product. Total product is the amount of total output produced by a given amount of factor, keeping all other inputs constant. Average product is the amount of total output produced per unit of factor inputs used. Average product can be calculated by dividing the total product by the number of units of variable inputs. And it can be symbolically expressed as AP is equal to TP divided by X, whereas AP is average product, TP is total product, and X is number of units of variable input. Next one is marginal product. Marginal product is the addition made to the total product by employing an additional unit of variable input, keeping all other inputs constant. And it can be expressed as MP is equal to TPN minus TPN minus 1. Law of diminishing returns examines the input-output relationship when the output increased by varying one variable input. As per the law of diminishing returns, if the quantity of variable input is increased continuously, keeping all other inputs constant, then the output will increase in the first stage, but after a particular stage it will decline. And it shows the effect of variation in factor proportion on output. So it is called the law of variable proportions. It also shows the changes in average product, marginal product, and total product. The law assumes that the state of technology remains constant. The variable input is identical. And it assumes that only one variable input is used. And the fixed input is invisible. So these are the assumptions of the law of diminishing returns. This is the stage of diminishing returns to scale. In this stage, total product is increasing but at a diminishing rate. Both AP and MP, that is average product and marginal product, diminishing but remains at a positive. But the end of second stage, marginal product becomes zero. Third stage is the negative returns to scale, and in this stage, total product starts to fall, marginal product becomes negative, and average product continues to fall. So these are the three stages in the diminishing returns to scale. Next one is law of returns to scale. Law of returns to scale deals with long-run production function, and in this law examines the input-output relationship when all factors are varying. This is the diagram of law of returns to scale. The first stage is increasing returns to scale. Second one is constant returns to scale. Third one, diminishing returns to scale. In increasing returns to scale, the increase in output is more than proportionate increase in inputs. It is called increasing returns to scale. For example, 20% increase in inputs leads to 30% increase in output. And second stage is constant returns to scale. In this situation, the increase in output is exactly equal to the proportionate change in inputs. And here, 20% increase in inputs leads to 20% increase in output. In this stage, the increase in output is less than proportionate increase in inputs. For example, 20% increase in inputs causes 10% increase in output. So these are the three stages in the law of returns to scale. Let us summarize what we are discussing so far. The law of diminishing returns deals with the short-run production function, and it passes through three phases: increasing returns to scale, diminishing returns to scale, and negative returns to scale. Whereas the law of returns to scale deals with the long-run production function, and the input-output relationship passes through three phases: increasing returns to scale, constant returns to scale, and diminishing returns to scale. I hope the session was fruitful for you. Thank you.